February 16th, 2025. The news hits. Kim Sae-ron, the actress we watched, grew up in films like A Brand New Life, The Man from Nowhere, found dead. She was only 24.
Yeah, it felt like just another incredibly sad story from that world. A star since she was, 9? So much talent, so much promise.
Exactly. And the pressure in the Korean entertainment industry, that flawless image, it's everything.
And the first reports seemed to fit a familiar, tragic pattern. Found in her home, no obvious signs of anything sinister.
So the immediate thought, fueled by her recent lack of work after that 2022 DUI incident, was suicide, depression, anxiety. Things we unfortunately hear about too often in these situations.
But initial reports rarely tell the whole story, do they?
Not at all. We've been looking at this YouTube video transcript, and it really goes much deeper than those first assumptions.
It really does. The title itself, something like Dark Side of K-pop Industry, Kim Sae-ron Case, kind of signals there's more going on.
Right. So our goal today is to really unpack all of this, look at the different claims, the complexities, and maybe understand some of those less visible parts of the industry this case touches on. There's a lot here.
There really is. And that DUI incident, May 2022, the source highlights that as a huge turning point.
What were the specifics again? It was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Reckless driving in Gangnam, hit guardrails, trees, and apparently an electrical transformer box.
Oh, wow. And didn't she try to leave the scene?
That was the report, yeah.
Yep.
Police intervened. Then the CCTV footage came out.
And the public reaction was swift. Plus, the transformer hit caused a 5-hour power outage.
Exactly. Affected something like 57 businesses.
Yeah.
And then her Netflix show, Bloodhounds, got put on hold immediately.
So the fallout was massive. What about the financial side?
Huge. The fine itself, the source mentions it in Indian rupees, like 128,000 INR.
Okay, but the real cost was beyond that, right?
That-
Penalties.
Oh, yeah. Millions in INR to ad companies to the Bloodhounds production. The total came out to around 6.5 million INR, which is over 1 billion Korean won. A crushing amount of debt.
And she couldn't pay it all herself.
Apparently not. Her agency then, Gold Medalist, they covered the initial sums.
Which sounds helpful, but probably more about protecting themselves.
You'd assume so, yeah.
Yeah.
Damage control. But it meant she owed them a fortune.
So she tried to pay it back,
Yeah.
selling her car, things like that.
Right. She managed to get the debt down to about 700 million won, according to the source. Still enormous.
Especially when your career has basically stopped.
Exactly. Finding acting work after the DUI and the backlash was, incredibly hard. Gold Medalist didn't renew her contract.
The industry can be brutal. She went from lead roles to...
Taking hourly jobs, cafes, restaurants, bars, and even got criticized for that.
It's such a harsh contrast, isn't it? Her on-screen roles often so intense and trouble, and then this real-life struggle.
Yeah, really poignant, almost mirroring her characters in a way.
Then, fast forward nearly 2 years, March 2024. This Instagram post pops up.
Yes. The photo with Kim Soo-hyun, her former agency colleague at Gold Medalist, and obviously a massive star.
And the photo itself, they looked pretty close, which immediately sparked
Relationship rumors. Big time. But then, almost instantly,
it was deleted. Poof, gone.
and Gold Medalist put out a statement saying it was an old photo from when she was still with them.
Did that quiet things down?
Not really, according to the source. It just fueled more questions.
Yeah.
And some people started accusing her of, trying to get attention.
And she initially said she'd explain, but then didn't.
Right. She stayed silent. Adds to the mystery, I guess.
Okay, so then we get to the date of her death, February 16th, 2025.
And here's where the YouTube source brings up something really significant, or at least frames it that way.
What's that?
It was Kim Soo-hyun's birthday, her ex-boyfriend's birthday, according to the speculation in the source.
Whoa, okay, that adds a whole different layer.
The video definitely leans into that, suggesting maybe it wasn't a coincidence, like a final connection or message. It's a very heavy suggestion.
And the source also mentioned he didn't attend her funeral.
Yeah, the YouTube post really highlighted that, framed it as lacking basic decency, basic empathy. Whether that's fair or not, his absence definitely fueled more questions about his role, or lack of one, in her final months.
But this story really blew up weeks later, didn't it? With her aunt coming forward.
Exactly. That Have a Lab YouTube video featuring the aunt, that's what threw everything wide open again.
And her claims were explosive, starting with the relationship timeline.
Right. The aunt alleged the relationship with Kim Soo-hyun started way back in 2015.
2015. But Kim Sae-ron would have only been 15.
And Kim Soo-hyun was 27. That age gap at that time, it immediately raises huge red flags. Ethical questions, power dynamics.
Absolutely. That's deeply troubling if true. And the aunt also claimed he distanced himself after the DUI.
Yeah, alleged he basically backed away to protect his own image. It paints a picture of potential exploitation.
Was there any proof offered?
Well, a photo emerged from 2016, supposedly showing him kissing her cheek. The authenticity was disputed later, but it added fuel to the fire at the time.
And the aunt didn't stop there, did she? She made claims about the agency, Gold Medalist too.
No, she alleged unpaid work and claimed the agency put immense pressure on Kim Sae-ron to repay that $700 million won debt in 2024, knowing her financial struggles.
So the aunt is basically saying these things, the relationship issues, the agency pressure led to her death.
That's the direct assertion, yes. Very serious accusations against both Kim Soo-hyun and the agency.
And the public reaction must have been intense.
Oh, immediate and fierce. Grooming allegations against Kim Soo-hyun spread like wildfire online. People connected the alleged 2015 start date, the distancing, the death on his birthday. Some were directly blaming him.
It shows how quickly narratives can form online. Were there other details, text messages?
The source mentions alleged texts surfaced, supposedly showing her pleading with him about the debt and him ignoring her. Plus, the fact that Kim Soo-hyun is apparently a co-founder of Gold Medalist and the cousin of the main founder.
Right, that adds another layer of potential influence and control. Suddenly, the idea that the agency pressured her to delete that Instagram photo seems more plausible.
Exactly. So then in March 2025, Gold Medalist and Kim Soo-hyun finally responded officially.
What was their side?
They flat out denied the 2015 start date, claimed the relationship began in 2019 when she was 19.
Okay. And the debt. That legal notice.
They said the notice was just a formality, standard procedure, no real intent to collect. They mentioned something about setting a bad precedent, potential tax issues for her.
That explanation about the notice, does it sound a bit thin? As the YouTube host implies, why send it if you don't mean it?
It does seem a bit convenient.
Yeah.
They also accused Havalab, the aunt's platform, of spreading lies. Disputed the 2016 photo based on clothing rants.
Claiming the clothes didn't exist then. Okay.
And they insisted the debt was purely between her and the agency. Kim Soo-hyun had zero involvement.
But did these denials actually change public opinion?
Not really, no. If anything, the criticism of Kim Soo-hyun seemed to get louder. The underage dating allegation had really taken hold.
And the consequences for him?
Pretty severe, according to the source. Lost 1 million Instagram followers, brands started dropping him, kind of echoing what happened to her after the DUI. He reportedly went completely underground.
Wow. Did the agency try to talk to the family directly?
They apparently proposed a private meeting through an intermediary like her helper or assistant.
And the family?
Refused. They demanded a public apology and a public admission that the relationship started in 2015. Speaks volumes about the trust level.
Absolutely. Then just a day later, another photo.
Yeah, March 16th. This one supposedly showed Kim Soo-hyun at her place without pants.
Seriously, what was the point of that? It just seems to muddy the waters even more.
Exactly. Confusion, anger. It just escalated things. So inevitably, legal action followed.
From Kim Soo-hyun and Gold Medalist.
Yep. March 20th, lawsuits against the family and Havalab over releasing the photos. Then March 26th, defamation suits against Havalab specifically.
But Havalab fired back.
Oh, yeah. Counterclaims of neglect, emotional harm against Kim Sae-ron, and they reportedly threatened to release more private stuff if his upcoming drama got canceled. It turned into a really nasty public legal fight.
So the police are investigating all of this now.
That's the understanding, yeah. An ongoing investigation into all these claims and counterclaims.
And then, even more recently, Havalab's lawyers.
Right, late March.
Yeah.
They held a press conference, released the alleged chat logs between Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Sae-ron. They claim these prove the underage dating and grooming allegations.
Wow. But the YouTube source cautions against jumping to conclusions based just on those chats.
Correct. Urges waiting for a proper legal verdict. But I mean, releasing those alleged chats, it's poured gasoline on the fire. The damage to his reputation seems immense.
And there were even more allegations about him dating others.
Yeah, the source claims he was seeing multiple women while supposedly with Kim Sae-ron, drawing comparisons to another celebrity scandal. The YouTube host basically says his image is likely beyond repair at this point.
It's just a spiral, a truly awful sequence of events.
So when you step back, you see this huge contrast, don't you? That initial simple story, talented young star, pressure, a mistake, tragedy, it's completely gone.
Utterly replaced by these complex, conflicting stories. Allegations of grooming, exploitation, agency pressure, financial ruin. So many unanswered questions about her death.
It's just incredibly tragic. You have this young woman with so much talent facing pressure from such a young age. Her career gets derailed. She faces huge financial stress. And now these deeply disturbing allegations of betrayal and exploitation after her death.
It's so much darker than it first appeared.
And for you listening, hoping to understand complex situations quickly but thoroughly, we hope breaking it down like this helps. Moving past the headlines to see the different layers, the claims and counterclaims from the source material.
It definitely gives you a lot to mull over. The sheer pressure on young people in K-pop, in entertainment generally. In this case, it raises serious questions about power dynamics, potential abuse within the system. Who's looking out for these young stars?
Yeah, what are the responsibilities of the agencies, the individuals with influence? It's worth thinking about.
We definitely encourage you to keep an eye on how the legal situation develops. Look for different reports. Consider the ethical questions this whole situation raises for the industry and the culture around it.
It's a stark reminder, really. That glossy image of celebrity often hides some very complex and sometimes very dark realities. Makes you question the narratives we're given.